It begins again. Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin Edition. Which means it's got all the 3 DLCs, which is called the Lost Crowns Trilogy. So it's time to start this voyage. Yeah, all these self-calibration things, log into servers, blah 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 blah, retrieving informations, no new game, and starting the voyage. And this one actually does not have the same director as in Dark Souls 1, 3 and Bloodborne.
Forgotten land. A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything once branded. The symbol of the curse. An augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drang Lake. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Drawn to a flame. Your wings will burn in anguish. Time after time. For that is your fate. The fate of the cursed.
And that was the intro. An undead wanders the Drang Lake, and to get there he jumps into a whirlpool. after passing some sort of gate. And there he is. And things betwixt. I guess this could be placed between physical reality, which could be in the first Dark Souls, and some sort of metaphysical, mythical reality of Dark Souls 2, which is this game, of course. Or maybe not. There's very lot, but like in Dark Souls 1, there's very little explanation of what's going on and all that kind of stuff. And there's a little side path with big ominous footprints, and there'll be a big ominous monster, and you don't want a big fight with. Objects, of course, still do glow. Generally, gameplay feels quite much the same. Perhaps a bit swifter. Or perhaps not, but... sorry. Well, this is... isn't this pathetic? It's Christmas time coming, a family celebrating, and what I'm doing. I'm sitting home and alone and playing video games for a very small audience in internet. Yay! Well, time to open this door and see what's here.
What seems to be the ruckus?
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse. It's an undead.
Yep.
An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
You're finished. You'll go hollow.
And hollow means that insane
You'll become
undead.
one of them.
Hollows prey upon them, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
Yeah, I guess that is immortality, and you become eventually insane
What
from
is
it.
your name?
And of course, I'm gonna use my computer alias with this. Yes.
At least you know your own name. Here's your reward for sharing. It's a human effigy.
Take a closer look. Who do you think it's supposed to be?
Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
And now it's time to create the dudes, and this will take a while, so I'm gonna skip this part. And the chosen undead is ready to go. Actually, no,
All people
he
come
has the
here for the same
title in
reason,
this game.
to break the curse.
You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance.
They're really optimistic.
Well, you never know.
I've seen this a lot.
Go through the door and trot along to the kingdom.
But remember, hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
That's actually quite disturbing. But this ragged mess of ill temper has nothing upon his travel to Drang Lake. He arrived there wearing nothing but rags and without any weapons, and he arrived. He is nothing, just a nameless, meaningless, worthless undead. And here's of course are the bonfires. You rest them, you stash your items with them, you don't need any extra objects with them. They actually did lots of that kind of, what you could call it, streamlining of the game. Removed unnecessary clunky bits from gameplay, and here are the first enemies, but they can quite easily be beaten in hand-to-hand combat. And yay, the first souls. Using old-fashioned left and right combinations, or ragged, nameless, but quite bulky undead batters down his first less skilled and brave and inhabitants who came here before. I guess being a hollow would be something like that, that you just don't, you stop caring about anything. And a kidney punch. That hurt a lot, but not enough to knock him down. But now he went down. And this things betwixt is the tutorial part of the game. You find your weapon, and there you have actually 4 slots to rings instead of 2, and 3 slots per hand for weapons. Meaning there's more, you can use more, equip more weapons and rings and stuff, which is good because there's more of them as well. And in previous one it was quite much of always that you find this good one, use them, everything else is just used pointless clutter. Oh, I think I was shot with an arrow, but it didn't have much of power, or it didn't do much damage either. But generally the gameplay and everything is quite much the same. Perhaps a bit swifter and less clunky. I didn't see you before. So let's just... And there's a crow's nest. You can give items. But I'm not gonna give them any items now. Of course you can just drop. And fog balls are some kind of guiding posts, meaning that you can get there. But generally this Dark Souls 2 starts with much less frantic tone. You are not imprisoned into any weird asylum. But then again, you also don't get any... Oop. Close quarters combat against enemies. And here's the risk. And run and jump. Platforming in Dark Souls is never necessary. And amber herbs, those are a new kind of object. Get a spell restoration object, meaning now you have more spells than that you can restore your spell users, which is very handy. And of course you can lock on. And your stamina bar actually recovers much slower this time, making battle in a sense bit. Generally the character feels more swift, but the battle feels less swift, as in that you cannot just plow through as easily as in Dark Souls 1, which I think is quite good change. It's time to drop down, and that stone statue blocks me away, and for some reason Hollow just can't grab it and toss it away. So, but these structures resemble quite much like hands or whatever. So it's time to waltz in through this corridor of wood and trees and stone. And with, of course, now you can also message directly. You don't need any objects to do so, making just one of many features of making gameplay less clunky. Joulua, a beautiful sunlit outdoor area. Something which Dark Souls 1 did not have was sunlit places. And there's an object, Divine Blessing. And we are approaching the hub area of the game. There's an obelisk and some buildings. Yes, this looks something like of a inhabited place. And there's a bonfire. It's time to have a chat with her and see who she is.
Are you the next monarch? Or merely a pawn of fate?
I don't know.
Bearer of the curse.
That is the title.
I will remain by your side till this frail hope shatters. Take this with you. May it ease your journey.
And the Estus
Go
flask.
and see the king. He who made Drangleic what it once was. He who peered at the essence of the soul. King Vendrick.
So, I guess Vendrick is the one we must find now. So let's talk more to her.
Bearer of the curse, seek misery. For misery will lead you to greater, stronger souls. You will never meet the king with a soul so frail and pallid.
Oh, she probably meant that, yeah, now you go and grind yourself to small bits to become really strong and tough. More handy stuff. And of course they also added the new healing items. So let's have a chat with this grim looking guy.
Who are you? Oh, it doesn't matter. Just help me open this door. I packed my tools in here, seeing it was vacant. And now somebody's gone and locked the door.
Well, it's quite derelict, so you could probably just climb through the wall.
I'm a blacksmith. I'm nothing without my tools.
Alright.
Key. Chop chop.
Alright, and I hope you mean chop doesn't mean hack you to bits. Yeah, this is quite derelict. You could just quite easily climb through this place. Through that wall. Yeah, practically there would be no obstacle. And there's some sort of tent and boxes you can plow through. And more life gems. Are they dead, or are they just somehow just so desperate undead that they just stay there and do nothing? And there's some kind of tablet over here with an object of homeward bones, and time to kneel in front of it. Enter the Covenant. Yeah, Yes, Company of Champions. This is a new thing to Dark Souls. Hard mode. Suffice to say, Dark Souls is already hard franchise, and my experience is that it in a sense gets harder all the time, although Dark Souls 2 in a sense is easier than the first one, but in very subtle ways. But yeah, they added hard mode to it, this one, which removes quite much of those things which made this game a bit easier. Well, hard mode makes them go away quite permanently, actually. Oh, actually no, it's temporary. It can be disabled. Let's just go and see this monolith. Examine. Oh, there's many numbers of deaths. Let's have a chat with this grim guy.
You're undead, aren't you?
Yeah.
You have that distinct scent, the smell of irreversible fate. This is Majula.
Yep.
It is a kind of settlement. A place where life is almost normal. And in Drang Lake these days, there are very few places like that. I am Solden. And like you, I lost everything. And now I'm here. You probably heard that it was possible to break the curse here.
Yep.
Well, that's not true at all. There's nothing here for you, me, or anybody.
That's bleak.
Much about souls. Even I'm not certain, but I'm told that the soul is the essence of life itself.
Yep.
Anything living, sentient or no, supposedly has one.
Oh.
What we call the curse is traceable to the soul. Do you see what that means? To be alive, to walk this earth. That's the real curse, right there. We undead will never die.
Yeah.
And that's quite a predicament, really.
Actually, that is true. Immortality would eventually make you crazy. Probably quite fast.
There are 4 beings in this land with giant souls. And wherever you go from here, you'll sooner or later come up against them. Each has a powerful soul and a terrible curse. If that
Meaning they're
frightens
big tough bosses.
you, then you ought to just give up right now, like I have.
That's quite grim from you, but then again, I guess hollowing means that you lose stubbornness, you stop doing.
Do you ever cry out for help? The journey of an undead is long and treacherous. You'll face invaders from other worlds at every turn.
That's true, Dark Souls 2 made the invasion policy a bit
Why
different.
not proclaim faith in the Blue Sentinels? When you face danger, the Blue Sentinels will come to your aid. Protection is yours, if you wish. You need only accept their kind embrace.
And here's the second covenant we already found, the Way of the Blue. And with that we also
That is
get
a
the
wise decision.
covenant ring.
People are weak, but the Blue Sentinels watch over us in their benevolence.
Yeah, that's good, but actually you could say that not so much. It would assume you would have to have a sentinel around you, and it's quite complex, but actually you...
It suits me just fine. It will grow on you.
And what is your gesture? Welcoming. You are very bleak man, but knowing these conditions... It is not excuse me. It is not impossible to think at all that someone would lose their hope, become pessimistic and absolutely grim and something. But yeah, the Majula is actually quite big place, because that far looking structure over there, well, it's not to say it's a big place later. And yeah, this is the hub level, but it's actually a beautiful, well crafted hub level. From you can enter to many places, like down there. And no, at the beginning you just can't go there, you'll die by crushing yourself. And a kitty.
Oh, undead are we? And one without much time remaining.
And it talks.
Just about ready to fall apart, I'd say. Not exactly the time to be chatting with a cat.
Well, it's rare that I will see a cat who I can chat with.
Well, suit yourself. Oh yes, you may call me Shalqua. Enchanté.
That's actually a beautiful name.
What did you want anyway? Ooh, you smell wonderful.
Well, I guess having some sort of rotten zombie smell might make, you know, cat feel hungry and make it smell pleasantly. But of course, with Shalqua you can check your progress of the covenants and in which do you bring. And she also sells you stuff like rings and other fine trinkets. So let's have a more chat.
This place is already dead. Everything will crumble and waste away so that something new may be born. Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah, she's quite
suited you, I presume.
pessimistic outlook.
Well, that's
Or maybe not. Maybe she's some sort of reveling in despair, destruction and death and demise and desperation and all that unpleasantness there has to be. And a rock and a well, trying to hit it. Ah shit, you don't look too good. Hanging there in a well, are you even alive or not? But Estus Flask Shard. Because as you equip your Estus Flask, you can notice that it is very weak. You can only get one jug from it. And there's also one bleak looking dude. But let us first go check this place and loot it. Mostly because this place is already something that everybody is already looting it, so there's nothing about it. Yeah, I came here and took this place, so yeah, you came here and took all this stuff, yeah. So let's have a chat with this bleak looking fella.
Hello there. Welcome to my shop. I'm Morlin, and I sell armor.
A good thing.
Oh, sorry, Please do have a look at my wares.
Alright, I'll look at your gear.
Really use the business. If you'd be so kind.
So there probably isn't much business happening in here, so let's have a buy stuff. Yeah, you have stuff, but it's quite expensive for me, so I'm not buying anything. I can talk more to you.
From the west, from Volgan. Have you been there? It's a lively place, vibrant with trade. Very competitive, of course. And you have to grease the wheels to get anywhere.
Which means it's corrupt.
But I didn't have the funding for that, so I left home in hopes of striking gold.
Yeah.
It's been years since then, and I've made very little headway.
Yeah, it's very desperate.
Everything's all run down and dying. It's terrible for business, really.
Yeah, that's how the Dark Souls is. Everything is worn down. Even those places which appear living are living just because some kind of crazy illusions, and only God there is a giant lady with a quite gigantic knockers. Oh, actually, that was quite crudely said. But yeah, leveling up is a bit different. But let's have a chat more, because I had this Estus Shard.
Seek names are unutterable. The four endowed with immense souls. Their souls will serve as beacons. Once you have found them, return here to me, so that hope will not fade away.
So that is your instruction. Let's have a more chat.
Is that a shard you found?
Yep.
Here, let me see it, so that I may help you. To see light, to see hope, however faint it might be.
And it's time to upgrade the Estus flask. And leave. And now go and light the bonfire, which actually very swiftly. Rest at it. And end this episode right here. And I also say Merry Christmas to you all. There'll be holidays, so there'll be, well, whatever. Merry Christmas to everybody.